All Sports Media, Wednesday Sports Talk, hosted by Edward Hall and co-hosted by me, Mark Gregory, and Edward's with us right now, but he's not exactly with us. He's just doing a lot of sharing. Sharing is caring, I guess. So while he's doing this thing, let's give a minute to give a shout out to our sponsors while he's getting everything online. Let's give a shout out to Bryant Family Medicine and all the good stuff that they do. A big thank you to them and for all their generosity and for everything they did for us because they've definitely helped taking us to the next level. And last few days we've heard a lot about blue collar workers and the working man, the working family. This is a working family right here. Bright Family Medicine for sure. They'll work for you. They'll meet your needs. They'll do anything that they need to do to try to make you feel better. I'm sure you're going to be feeling a whole lot more better leaving that office than you are entering that office. I know they've taken care of me and my family for many, many years. So if you're a little bit under the weather, those are the folks go see. Bright Family Medicine, 606 549 8088. Give them a shout out there for sure. And then if you're in the market for buying or selling a home, Heather Martinez is your person to go and talk to. Had her on the show, wonderful interview there a couple of weeks ago, and told me some things about the market I didn't even know, and had a beautiful home for sale that I believe that she would give a person a really, really good deal on. And she's a fine individual, fine lady, and she's dedicated and also promoting the suited athlete here. And the one thing about Heather Martinez, we didn't approach her. She approached us. She said, "What can I do to help?" And again, that just showed you what she wanted to do. And we've been trying to squeeze a commercial out of her, but she likes to stay behind the scenes. She just wants to do what she can do about promoting the student athletes. And hopefully, eventually, we get a commercial from her. But if you're in the market for buying or selling a home, she would be the person to go and talk to. So go and give Heather Martinez a shout out, and she'll get you in the direction that you need to go. And I was wondering if Edward is online yet, or is he still working?
I'm always working.
As you say,
They
but
call me Mr. Nonstop Work.
as you say,
I, I don't even get to take no naps. I work through naps.
well, I like a good occasional nap every now and then. Nap's good.
I don't get those nap breaks and coffee breaks like you get to. I just have to work.
But on our comment section, feel free to comment on just anything, even if you just want to throw us a question to ask some of these student athletes. And Edward's got a really good show lined up tonight. And again, Edward likes to go across the boundaries a little bit. He likes to do things a little differently. Like most people, they put their pants on one leg at a time. Edward just stands the pants up. He jumps into them both legs. He always has to be a little different. So, when Edward does it a little different.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that analogy. I don't think I can jump, into my pants. It's a little extreme, but I do try to do things a little different.
Well, we're going to ask Rob here. Rob, maybe he'll answer us here. Does Edward like to do things differently? Does Edward strike you as a type that stands his pants up, tries to jump into them both legs at a time, or do you think he does it one leg at a time? See if Robert
Well,
gives his answer.
Mark, talking about doing things a little bit different. You ready to bring on our first guest?
I'm ready. It's your show. I'm just a follower.
Well, first off, thank you for taking the time to come on and listen to Mark ramble on right here in a few minutes. But Mark, I'll let you have the floor so you can't say I steal your questions.
He, Robert answered me. He said, "Mark, you ain't getting me started on my dog, Edward. He's my dude, man. He's
Appreciate you, Rob.
he'll pay you off here after a while." But Mallory, maybe Mallory will answer this question. Mallory, I gotta ask you a question right off the bat, okay? Does
Okay.
ever does ever strike you as a type that would try to stand his pants up and try to like, jump into them both at the same time, both legs, or like one leg at a time?
I don't know.
Uh,
But listen, I'll let you know if I do too much jumping, I'm gonna throw a hip out. So I ain't gonna be doing too much jumping.
What it is, Mallory, Edward's a little different. He does things differently than most. But he's a little different. But you'll get used to it before the end of the show. But thank you for coming on and tell us a little bit. Edward, he goes outside the circle and he covers more statewide than me. I'm more trapped in like around the 13th region and stuff like that. So maybe we can start this interview off. Just tell us a little bit about the Region 16, and for folks that don't know a lot about your region, a lot about your district, and just talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so in like my team specifically in the region or just the region as a whole?
Just either or, just whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, our region as a whole, we're like pretty solid. There's a lot of different like competition, but my team in the region, we're more of like the underdogs, like kind of like people know us, but not really like as one of the top teams in the region.
So where exactly is West Carter located?
Olive Hill, Kentucky. It's between Moorhead and Grayson in Carter County.
Okay. And just tell us a little bit about. I know the season is a plan now, but just give us a recap of your season.
We had, I think we were close to a tie, like a tied season. I think we ended the season like 14-13 or something like, or 13-14 or something like that. But it was kind of like a building year for us.
If I'm seeing this right, I believe you led your team in kills, 265, and just tell us a little bit about the mentality of when you see that ball up there and you're perfectly set up for it, and you just feel like this, you got this, you're gonna knock a hole in the wall.
I honestly like I don't put too much like thought into it or I get in my head really bad. And so it's kind of like a muscle memory at this point because I've done it for so long and for so many years. It's kind of like muscle memory.
Um, we got hardcore into volleyball last year, really hard, and like we're jumping in new sports this year, and Edward, I guess we can be honest and say we're still trying to learn the sport. Uh, when I look at volleyball, I think of it as a sport of momentum. Am I right about
Mhm.
that? Momentum
Yes.
normally takes a day.
Yeah.
So, like on your sidelines and your bench and stuff like that, you hear a lot of teams chanting and saying this stuff. Do you have like a certain girl on your team that leads the chants?
No, we're all like we say we like practice during practice like our chants and stuff we're gonna do for certain moves we do. So like we have different chants for like blocks and kills and ace.
I believe you're a junior, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, I am.
I know you still got another year to think on some of this stuff, but are there other sports that you do, and what is and if you do other sports, are they anything you're leaning to next level?
No, volleyball's my only sport.
Um, so the people I've talked to since Edward had brought you on the show, one thing that sticks out is that they speak about how athletic you are. Would basketball, track or field, or something like that? Would that be something you'd be interested in doing, or would you just strictly volleyball?
From like when I was little, I did cheer, and I've tried every sport you could think of, from basketball, cross country, softball, cheer, gymnastics, like everything. And then volleyball was the only one that really like stuck, that I felt like I was like I could go places in, and that I really liked.
Um, next level, when you go to the next level, and if that's what you decide to do, and if they come out to you, they say, Mallory, we'll give you a volleyball scholarship if you'll come play basketball with us. Would that be something you'd be willing to do? Would you try a two sport deal?
Uh, I don't know.
You say, give me a year to think about that. But uh, Edward, I'll let you have it. I'll ask her 1,000 questions. You're the one who told me a lot about this young individual, and watching the tape, this girl's definitely got a bright future.
Absolutely. And I am a stat person. So Mark, you did talk about her kills, but you also forgot to talk about the 64 total blocks also.
Uh,
Hey, I agree with
Rock,
that. I agree with that one.
see, now they're wanting you to like kill a ball on my bald head or something. So if you do, just don't hit it as hard as you normally do, because you'll probably knock me out or something.
But that actually leads me into my first question. Normally when we have, like volleyball athletes on our show, the word bonk comes up a lot throughout the show. So during practices, how many times does like your coaches actually get hit with the ball during practices?
We've kind of learned to just like work around it because we don't want to make her mad. So like we kind of like learned to like if she's standing on like the left side of the court, hit to the right side of the court, and we'll just like kind of like avoid her and just so we don't hit her.
But I can see that. If it was Mark out there trying to train
He
me up,
would.
I'd make sure I accidentally hit it the wrong direction so it hit him every time. But that's besides the point.
He would. He
But
would.
so I am going to have to ask you. This is one of my favorite questions. During the game, are you a trash talker, or do you let like your game do the talking? Because see, if it's me and I'm playing against Mark and I get one of them kills like you get, I'm gonna point at him, flex at him, probably even go back over and just throw the ball back at him.
He absolutely would.
I don't really do a lot of trash talking. My like family and friends say that I like trash talk with like my sass, like my facial expressions.
So, do you ever flex on anybody?
No.
Mm. But out of this season that you had, what would you consider your most favorite game that you got to play in just this season?
When we played our rivals East Carter at home.
So I'm assuming it's because it's a kind of like a crosstown rival, and the atmosphere and the gymnasium is just probably is so loud, and it just like brings more adrenaline during the games.
Yeah, that's our most popular game, like by far. It's when like everybody in the county like actually goes to the game, and we're the thing that I like about it is that we're both the same like physical level. It's all mental during East West games.
So like during one of those, because say I had football rivals. I know all about crosstown, but in a crosstown rival in volleyball, because it's a lot more compact inside a gymnasium than what it is on a football field. How hard is it to hear your coaches with each teams screaming and hollering to hear them say how they want you to get set up?
Um, I don't like pay like attention to it. Like people will be like, "Did you hear me like yelling?" And I'm like, "No." Like I drown like everything out and just kind of like focus on my teammates and the coaches and the bench. Like not really around like everyone else.
So, what would you consider like your favorite aspect about volleyball?
Definitely the friendships I've made during the years. I've met a lot of like people from not around here, and then some people I go to school with, it's brought me closer to them.
So before I get you back over to Mark, got to ask you, what do you do on the off season to get yourself ready for the regular season?
I play travel volleyball in West Virginia in Huntington, and that goes from December until like the end of June. And so like I get a month off ish per year, but I always say that I don't like have an off season that I'm always playing.
So back in my day, we didn't really have like travel ball and AAU. So, what would you consider the biggest difference between like varsity level and travel ball?
Everything's faster paced. The game's faster paced. There's only on my travel team. There's only 10 of us, versus there are like 20 of us on the high school team, and so we get closer, and there's no fighting over positions. It's everybody makes the team for their set position, and then we all kind of just like go together.
So, last question before I get you back over to Mark. Have you ever seen anybody like pull down the net and spike the ball over?
No,
Is that illegal?
yeah, you're not allowed to touch the net.
What about if you point and you distract the ref and do it? Would it be legal then, or
I don't know. Probably not.
well, that's about the only way I'm getting it over. So you're lucky, Mark. I ain't gonna be able to hit you with the ball. But Mark,
Mallory, it's hard not to notice. Do you work out a lot? I mean, it's hard to not notice the shoulders and the arms. You look like you're pretty cut up for somebody that says that they don't work out a whole lot.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've never really like worked out ever.
I was fixing to ask you like flex or something like that for us. So I mean, you look like you got some guns going on there, uh, going back to you, I think you've got a total of 7 juniors, 6 other than you, if I'm right. I got a strong nucleus returning. Um, how hard is it? Of course, you just got done with this year, but how hard is it not to think about what you've got returning for next year, what the facility could actually be?
What?
Like next year, you've got what, 7 juniors, you included,
Hmm?
returning. So what do you think the facility could be next year?
Um, I think we'll be about the same. We lost some back row players that were seniors, but we have younger players like willing to like step in that are pretty solid that they'll help us out a lot.
Tell us a little bit about Coach Tackett. Heard some good things about Coach there.
I absolutely love her. She's basically a part of my family. I've known her since I was little, and I've always been around her, and I just I love her.
Yeah, I've heard that she's a really special person, and whenever it gets these guests lined up, we try to do our best to try to research it as good as possible, and she seems to be like a really really good individual, and
Mhm.
you know we ask this a lot to our other guests. Of course, you got a thing called life. You've got school. You've got, of course, you're a junior, and you've got other things going on in your life other than athletics. I mean, how hard is it for you to personally juggle, volleyball and just being an everyday student at school?
Um, we always have weekends off for like high school ball, so I can always like hang out with my friends or whatever on the weekends. And then school, we don't really have a lot of homework, so I usually can get it done during school. And so you go to school and then if you have practice, it's usually 3:30 to 5:30, and then you're off from 5:30 until whenever you go to sleep.
Looks like you got a
well,
few players. Go ahead, Edward.
I was getting ready to say, so far I'm disappointed you ain't hit your hard hitting questions yet.
Well, I was getting to it. I was getting to it. Okay. Now you gotta ask me. You gotta answer me this, okay? And if this is a very important question for us, because we have to hit the hard hitting questions here. Hot coffee or iced coffee?
I don't like coffee.
At least that's
But
better than hot coffee answer.
but if you did like coffee, would it be hot or cold?
Probably cold.
I don't know. Hopefully, you know what I'm talking about. The little white candy bars and the white wrappers says "World's Finest Chocolates." There's like caramel and fudge and wafer. And, do you know what I'm talking about? They sell for normally like $1 at school.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you which was your favorite brand. I was hoping you was going to say caramel on that, but you don't. But God, tell me, we're all about eating here, so you got to tell us a favorite place to eat in your town.
In my town, there's not a lot of options, but it would have to be Tres Hermanos, which is our Mexican restaurant.
You know,
Mexicans normally about 90% said.
I was getting ready to say that's about what's typically said. Always a Mexican joint.
Mallory, have you ever? Well, let me rephrase this question. Have they ever been a bad Mexican restaurant that you've ate at?
Nope.
I don't think they are. I think all Mexican restaurants are good. I don't care what name they are. They could be El Pueblos and they'll still be good. El Doritos and they'll be good. And they're. But again, thank you for coming on, Mallory. And I know Edward's got a few more things for you. And you've been a very good interview. And I'm gonna say this for Edward. Anything we could do for you, any kind of career, well, what they call that, Edward? I keep not getting
Career
off the word.
accomplishments.
Yeah, accomplishments. So many kills, so many digs, whatever, school records. Let us know about it. We'll make you some stuff up. We'll put it on our websites and stuff, and keep in touch with us. Let us know how volleyball's going, and trust me, Edward's seen something special in you, or he wouldn't have brought you on. So I know what I've seen, and you definitely got a future in this.
Thank you.
So I got one more question for you, and I'll let you go there. But it can be travel ball, it can be regular school ball, either one. But what has been your favorite all time game that you've played in?
Um, I can't pick just one, but most of my travel games are probably my favorite. Just playing people from other states, and like I played a team from Canada before, and just like seeing and playing different people and people that speak different languages, and just like the different like cultures and stuff behind different teams. It makes it fun.
So,
Are they?
go ahead,
I got.
Mark.
Are they one player that sticks out to you more than any of the others, especially like travel ball or even in just regular region district play? Are they just one player that you look at and say, "Wow"?
Yeah, from my travel ball team, there's one girl that sticks out. Her name's Carly Brewster, and she's just always lifting somebody up. She never gets down on herself. If we make mistakes, she never blames anybody, but she's always like upbeat and wants to cheer everybody up.
So that's always a good teammate to get to have.
Hmm.
But final question, I'll let you go. On your travel team, how far do you travel?
The farthest we go is Orlando, Florida for nationals.
It's a pretty good little haul.
Yeah.
But Mark, you got anything else?
Me at her age going to Orlando, Florida, that just wouldn't work out at all. So that just shows you that she is above and beyond my years of maturity and everything else. They've been sending me to the first flight back home. Yeah, I would absolutely. So that just shows you you're way above my years at your age. So just keep on keeping on.
But Mallory, again, I do want to thank you for taking the time to come on, and looking forward to hopefully trying to get you back on again sometime real soon. And again, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. That was a
Good interview.
great interview. Well, you ready to move into our next one?
We ready. We ready. I'm running out of coffee though.
Well, Braden, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on and getting to listen to Mark again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure it seemed like just the other day we was talking to you on a football field.
Oh yeah.
But Mark, you wanna start?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It just seemed like yesterday. But Braden, just tell us about thoughts of your season so far.
Um, been a pretty good season so far. We've exceeded our expectations as a team, not just my goals personally. Um, we look forward to making a deep run in the playoffs, and yeah, I think it's been a real good season.
Um, we saw you the other night against Pineville and played a really really good game and just I didn't see it, but was there any nerves or anything like that? Or were you ready to go?
Nerves, man. That was my first game starting quarterback as varsity on varsity. A lot of nerves, but coaches helped me through it, players helped me through it. Our starting quarterback Landry Collett, he helped me through it, and after it took me a little bit, but I got the nerves out and started getting in the groove.
How big is it a help to you personally? To have a teammate like a Landry call it.
Very important. Landry is a leader. Landry will. He's a very good leader. He picks people up when they're down. He'll tell you what you're doing wrong or help you fix it. Landry's a good teammate.
Yeah, we love him, love that family for sure. And just have you been able to look at Bracken County any?
Oh yeah, they're very set on what they do. They don't change much no matter what team they play. They got a really good running back. He's like second in the state in rushing. But, we're gonna be ready for him.
I believe I already got the answer to this question, but how far of a trip is that for you?
It's about a 3.5 4 hour drive.
Whew. So, are you going to be taking a charter bus there, or would that be a school bus that you'll be taking, or?
We're taking a charter bus up there.
Okay, no. So I guess you will be leaving what half a day early for school or something to get up there.
I think we're leaving like right at noon or 11:30 or something like that on Friday. I think so.
Well, Edward, I'll let you take over, or I'll ask him 1,000 questions here.
So, talking about that trip, how hard is it going to be to get your legs back underneath you from that long of a drive up?
Stretch and stay hydrated on the way up there. Don't eat junk food, don't drink nothing horrible for you, and just keep that mentality and mindset.
So, I know there's still quite a bit of season left to go, but as of right now, what would you consider like your most favorite game you've played in?
Clay County. I believe it was week 5. Clay County for sure.
Is it?
Go ahead.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you. Is it because they're considered one of your big rivals?
Oh yeah, and probably my best game so far this season, in my opinion. It was really fun. It was really, really tense. Both sides wanted to win. We come up just 1 point short, and I think we definitely deserved it. We just made a couple minor mistakes that brought us up just a little bit short.
So, you talking about where you said that was your first game starting as the varsity quarterback. Was there anything that you seen or got like any type of nerves in that game?
Oh yeah, I definitely got nerves. I mean, just as soon as I passing play, getting ready to take a snap, like, am I going to throw an interception? Am I going to make the right read? Stuff like that. But like I said, our coach Mike Whitaker is a very, very good coach, and he helped me through it. He kind of led me to the way to which way to go and stuff like that. And Landry helping me too. It was after a while I calmed down and it seemed pretty much easier.
Bear with me. I'm actually sending your teammate another link to try to get him on here.
All right.
But so, what do you do in the off season to get yourself ready for the upcoming football season?
Well, we start early spring and baseball too. We start early spring and lift. We lift all off season, all winter. We always lift, and just I mean, me and my friends even sometimes just go out and do drills, linebacker drills. Whatever we're doing just to get ready for it and keeping our bodies in shape and stuff like that.
So, I have to ask you, what's your favorite place to eat at up there in Leslie County?
Ain't much to choose from, but I'd have to say either a Mexican restaurant or Subway.
It seems like that's a normal answer is the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
But well, Tanner, I thank you for taking the time. But I might ask you too. Where's your favorite place to eat at in Leslie County?
We really ain't got many places, but probably Mexican or Subway.
Well, listen, you can't go wrong with Subway. So
yeah, that's pretty much all we got.
Well, we did just in Millsboro get a Jimmy John's, but I think I still like Subway a little bit better.
Subway's good.
So I am gonna have to, hit you with a little bit of a hard hitting question here, because everybody tells me it's just me. But what kind of pregame ritual do you all have before the game starts? Like mine, I go to Taco Bell before every game that I go out to cover.
Well, we all used to meet up Thursday after our pregame, and we used to go out to eat and stuff and go to Walmart and stuff and just hang around. But no, we really ain't been doing it much now. So, nothing really.
I'd say mine. I don't really have any rituals. I just stick to the game plan and execute.
So, Tanner, we didn't get to ask you this one, but what was your thoughts on the season y'all have had so far?
We've had some pretty rough games like Bryant and Clay County, and at the start of the season we played Peaburg, and we got cheated out of that pretty bad. But, I mean, I think we've had pretty good season this year.
So this question is for both of you before I let Mark Ditchins again. Do you prefer a grass football field or a turf field?
Turf for sure.
I prefer grass.
So, Braden, why would you prefer a turf field over grass?
Man, after that Palma game, I barely could walk the next day. My knees and legs were so skin up.
Tanner, why do you prefer grass over turf?
I feel like I can cut better in and I get more grip, I feel like.
But, Mark?
Brayden, it's hard for me not to know this one thing about you, and we're a lot about stats here. And again, when Edward brings Yens on, we like looking more detail in you. And I know from both of you, Yens are all about team. Great personalities. Everybody loves you, and it's hard not to see that 100 total tackles. And looks like 100 total tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 61 solo on that, and it looks like you might even have a sack there too. So, as well as you play on the defensive side of the ball, how did that help you playing the quarterback position? Because defensively, you've got to read a lot of things too, and knowing all this defensive knowledge, wouldn't that make you a better quarterback?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a middle linebacker, and middle linebackers call out the defensive plays. I think that helps a lot. And for defense, I get say against Pineville, we got the ball. They got the ball first, and playing defense it helped me get the jitters out. I feel like, and playing linebacker is a lot like a quarterback. You got to call out the plays. You're supposed to know everybody's position. Tell everybody where to go, including knowing yours. And I feel like that helps a lot.
So maybe there might have been certain lineups that maybe Pinewood's throwing at you, like, yeah, I know what they're doing defensively, and it sort of helped you a little bit there on that quarterback.
Oh yeah.
And again, both of these are, if I believe I'm right here, both of these are sophomores, right?
Yes.
So, folks, this team's gonna, as good as they are this year, the future is absolutely bright. Just tell us, again, I know you got a long trip to Bracken County. Your season's not over. You are going to go up there to win that game. Okay, we know that. You're not laying down for nobody. But what is it going to take for you to get that ultimate hardware any teams go?
Go ahead, Danny.
Are we talking about Bracken County?
Yeah.
They have a strong run game. We're gonna have to stop the run. They run a weird backfield. They got like 3 backs. It's weird. But if we can stop the run game, they have a pretty decent running back. If we can stop them, we should be able to beat them.
Yeah, I agree with him. We can stop what they're wanting to do, and they don't change much no matter what team they play. Like I said, and if we can stop that, I feel like, and execute on offense, I feel like we can win.
Tell us a little bit about Coach Belton. You can both take turns and speak a little bit about him.
Coach Melton, he's a sight for sure. I love him, and he's he's funny. He'll care for you, and he'll coach you. He'll tell you what you're doing wrong and help you fix it. And I feel like I feel like he helps a lot with the teams later, like the leaders on the team. Like Landry and all the senior leaders. And he's a good guy. And he works like 3 or 4 jobs and still head coaches our football team. So that's big too.
Tanner, you want to hop in on any of that?
He pretty much said it all. He's just different. He's a good coach.
Okay, before I let Edward have his, I've got to ask you, like, maybe the hardest hitting question you'll ever hear in your life. And, we can't let you leave the show without hitting you with these hard, really hard questions. But do you like coffee?
Not really, no.
So neither a coffee drinker. So I can't ask you the hot or cold coffee question. So you don't like coffee.
I mean, if I had to drink it and had to pick, I'd choose hot.
You just made his head swell up. Now he
Thank
ain't
you,
gonna be able to
Brady.
walk out his door.
Thank you. And that's the only way to drink coffee is hot. Like a little cream, a little sugar, and yeah. Throw away them ice cubes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, I don't like all that stuff.
So we do tend to put together a few things for each student athlete that comes on our show, and these are from the pictures that you all sent me. So, and we do kind of have a little competition going between me and Mark, and he's trying to bribe you with the second
No,
finger there.
I had something to, on my.
But after the show, I will send them to you both, and then we'll also post them on all of our social media sites. And I just kind of want to get your thoughts on which ones you like the most.
Sir. Ooh. I like it. Awesome.
So out of the first one and the second one, which ones did you all like the best?
For the first one.
First one.
Yeah.
They're
Ah,
both really, really good though.
well, I do appreciate it. Like I said, after the show, I will send them to you, and they will be posted everywhere on all our social media sites. And first off, from everything that I've seen, y'all are killing it. Your team's killing it, and go bring home that win,
Yes, sir.
Mark.
It's just exactly what Edward said. Folks, viewers watching tonight, these two young men that you're seeing right here are sophomores. Guess what? You're going to have to deal with them a couple more years. Imagine what they're playing and the levels that they're playing at right now. Imagine that bigger, stronger, faster hitting them here in a couple of years. This team is not going to be taken. This team is going to be for real. The future is bright for them, and I can't wait to cover them next year and the next following year, and see what these guys are doing, knocking some people around.
Absolutely. And Tanner, Braden, I do want to thank both of you for taking your time to come on. Looking forward to getting to speak to you again real soon.
Sir.
Sure.
All right, Mark, you ready to bring on our next guest?
I'm ready. I got a coffee refill. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Think I'm ready.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and bring her on. Savannah, first off, thank you for being patient. Couldn't get Mark to quit rambling.
It's okay. Thank you for having me.
Now, I did leave. Mark likes to call that the green room. We did have food back there, but Mark kind of did eat it all before we come on the show.
Yeah, I didn't get any.
See, Mark, I told you.
Hey,
But
Savannah, it is a thought that should what count.
What'd
If
you
we
say?
actually does the thought was what counts, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
So if he was thinking about leaving you some food, it should count for something.
Gotcha. It's okay. I get it.
but Mark, you want to start off there?
I gotta start with one stat, and then I'll let you blow up the other stats because I know you look at this stuff 24/7, Edward. But
Absolutely.
760 assists. Is that correct, or am I'm a blind man?
I actually got to 1,000 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, she hit the 1,000 assist milestone this season.
Yeah, it was later in the season.
Okay. 1,000. Wow. 1,000.
Yes.
I mean, on average, I'm awful with math. How how many would that average per game? Edward?
Well, I guess that's combined out of like my freshman, sophomore, and junior year. So,
Oh no, I'm talking about this season, 760.
Yeah.
for this season, I
Yeah.
didn't. This season. I think per game I got maybe like around like 30 some, maybe.
Yeah, I think on average per set that she was getting pretty close to about 8 to 10 per set,
Okay. So
if not more in some of the games that I was at.
so folks, correct me. We're talking about we're talking a set that goes to 25. She's averaging 10 points on assists herself. She's making 10 points a game. Not count what she's doing, other blocks, kills, stuff like that. But just for assists alone, she's accounting for 10 points of her team's, and that's a lot of scoring in a 25 set, 25-point match. That's just uh, what's the mentality of that? That has to be. Uh, is that coach or that's just something that's just a part of you? How you're able to get to that ball and be able to just set up your players the way you do.
Well, of course, it starts from the pass. So I have to have a good pass to, be able to get a good setup. And once I get the good set, then the hitters have to be able to hit off that and get the point. So it's really the whole team and the coaches because, the coaches always have some insight to give us to help us, with our passing, with our techniques. So it's really like everybody that's a part of it, not just me.
That's unbelievable. 1,000 for a career. I think I'm saying 760 for this season. That's unreal. That's astonishing. And just talked about this season. I know you didn't get your ultimate goal. You got you got to the region. I believe the final four in the region. I believe. And but just tell us about your thoughts of your season.
I think we had a great season this season. I think it's our best one yet. We were all just so close as a team, and I think that's what really got us to where we got to. Because after winning district, we were just kind of, on a high. And then that took us into the first round of region. And, the second game of region, we just kind of made a few mistakes that put us into the hole. But I think overall we did great this whole season.
And folks, when she says great, she's talking 26-7. 26-7. That's a pretty great season right there, and that's something you should be very very proud about. And and let's go back to the district. Of course, it's won the district, and then you get to the region. Just just tell us your thought process after winning district. I mean, how you feeling going into the region? Because I'm sure the ends was really really on the high.
Oh yeah, we were on a high, but our coaches told us like we knew you could get here. We just we have to not get too ahead of ourselves and still keep your composure and not have any thoughts about winning already. Just go into it like any other game and just play the game that you know to play, and that's what we did. And I think we had a great season.
You'll be losing a great one this year with Ashton Evans, I believe. And just if you don't care, shine a little bit about her. Just talk a little bit about her. I mean, you don't have to say nothing about make her mad or anything, but just talk a little bit about her and how she's helped you along and just helped your team along.
I've known Ashton since probably first or second grade. I've always played sports with her. I've grown up with her, so getting to play volleyball in high school with her was a great experience, and getting to play with her as good of a player that she is, just being on the same team as her, getting to, set her the ball, like it was great, and she was a leader for us this year. Her being the only senior, even when it got hard, she pulled through and she made everybody keep their heads high, and she just did great this season.
I believe I already know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask you this one anyway. Are there any more sports that you do?
No, I don't. I play club in the off season, but I don't do any more for HC.
Would there be another sport that you would try or would give it a whirl?
Mm, I've tried basketball and track, and I don't think I would go back to either of those. So maybe tennis or something.
Well, I heard that I heard this from several reliable sources that you got a pretty good jump on you, and you're really really athletic, and I'm sure that if you wanted to go into another sport, you probably could. It's just a matter of just if you want to. Uh, But before I let Edward have you up there, I believe you're a junior, right?
Mhm.
And you're only losing one senior off your team next year, which is a very special player. But is it hard not to look at that roster and say, we had this great year, and my goodness, we got a lot of these girls coming back?
Yeah, it's really exciting just thinking about next year and how I think we're still going to be the great team that we were this year. Losing Ashton does leave a spot that somebody's going to have to fill. It's a big spot too, but I think with the girls that we have, I think we'll do good.
Well, I will let the cat out of the bag on you. But Edward, he was high onions all year. Edward, he was very high onions all year. So, yeah, he introduced me to a lot of film and a lot of this and that too. So, and most of what he was saying about Yens, he was spot on. Yens, yeah, Yens was a tough out. But Edward,
You know, Savannah, I've been trying to get him to listen to me for years, and I can't get it through to him. But maybe you all made a believer out of him to where he'll listen to me for now.
well, they definitely did. They definitely did. I'm telling you, wow. That team, of course, they do lose a great one, but they've got a really good solid nucleus coming up, and my goodness, they're well coached. Why wouldn't? I mean, why not Harlan County next year? I mean, why Harlan County? Why not Harlan County? I'm gonna steal that Kentucky team deal from a few years ago, but they're gonna be definitely one of the top teams, not only in the region but in this state.
I would absolutely have to agree. But I did get to cover you several times this season, and I'm gonna have to ask you. I heard you say that you play club in the off season, so I am very unfamiliar with what club is. So, what would you consider the biggest difference between club and varsity volleyball?
I feel like with club where it's different girls than the girls that you're around 24/7, it's just like a different environment and a different place than what you're used to. So it's kind of more like go with the flow and you just kind of like go in, practice, play games. It's just kind of like, fun. Not saying that, regular season isn't fun, but regular season it's a little bit more stressful and, you have to put more work into it. But I like club a lot. Club is fun.
And so, on club, like how far do you like travel for your games, or do you like stay local? Or
I do the short season with Horizon Volleyball. So we don't travel. We have tournaments in house, like where we practice at.
okay, so I've got to see you several times this season, so I got to ask, how do you find yourself at the right spot to be able to set up your hitters and everything like you did throughout the season?
Um, do you mean like what I put into it till now?
Not like when you set the assist for like Ashton and Callista and Kylie to be able to spike it down. How do you find yourself in the spot to be able to set them up like that? Because I've
Uh,
seen you like set them up backwards, forwards, sideways, and that's just too much work for me to even think about.
um, it really just depends on the pass. If it's a high pass, to where I don't really have to move much, then I can basically set, whoever I want. But if it's not, or if it's even an out of system ball, we still get the set to our key hitters. But yeah, if I don't really have to move much, I'll usually set a one to Kylie in the middle because I feel like that's the easiest um, for me just being able to stand where I'm at because you can't really like set middle when you're not in that spot. But using our outsides and our right side is also very key too.
So this is a question I've always wanted to ask. A player that that does do all the setting. At that moment, how do you think on which spot you want to go to where the ball's moving so quickly? How do you think that quick? Like this is who it's going to.
Um, I always tell myself like I look at where the players are like before the play like the point like the match starts, and like as the serve's coming, like I'll think in my mind I'm gonna set this person this time, and even if it's a bad pass, I'll try my best to get the ball there because if you don't go into it with a plan, then you're kind of just unprepared and it gets sloppy. So I like to go into it thinking I'm gonna set this person, and yeah, do my best to do that.
Um, Edward, can I interrupt you on one question to Savannah? You're really, really good at assists. I'm looking at this, and you watch all these girls with these perfect assists that you're getting them kill, kill, kill. Ain't they ever down there at least once or twice in a game that you're like, I wish they'd give me one so I could do it like one time and
Oh
just
yeah.
like
Oh yeah, in practice I ask for it all the time, like all the time. I literally like our last practice, I was the one who asked like, can we all trade positions so I can be outside and I can hit the ball, and I did, and it was very fun.
Speaking of practice, that leads me to my next question. There's a word that comes up all the time that's called bonk. There, when we have a volleyball player on here. So, how often is your coaches getting hit with a volleyball during practices?
Well, we have one coach who she she sits at like the scores table and she always gets on to us because somehow the ball seems to just go in her direction every practice. And she'll yell at us for it, but we know she's just kidding, but it's really funny because she always seems to get hit with the ball for some reason.
Well, see, that'd be like Mark. If we was practicing, I'd make sure the ball went his way every time. So,
he would.
so this brings me to my next question. I have to ask this from everybody we bring on from the Harlan County area. Where's your favorite place to eat at in Harlan County?
I bet I know this answer, but I'm being quiet till I hear her answer.
My favorite place is El Chorito,
I
our
didn't know
local
that answer.
our local Mexican restaurant.
I didn't know that answer either, but that's every guest tonight said Mexican. I was expecting either Dairy Hut or Rax.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that's most of the answers up from that area.
You know something about Mexican I've got hooked on here the last few trips. It's called
The
chicken
cheese
breast.
sauce.
No, I've always loved the cheese sauce. You gotta go cheese sauce every time. Am I right, Savannah? You gotta
Oh yeah.
go cheese. Heck with that red sauce. Get rid of it. Cheese sauce all the way. But it's chicken gourmet. It's like little pieces of chicken. I don't know if Savannah likes the vegetables there, but it's got like broccoli, cauliflower, carrots with the cheese sauce over it and a side of rice. Oh yeah,
That sounds good. I've not had
you
that.
you need to try it. You need to try it. It's good. It's good. Edward won't try
Well,
because he probably look at broccoli. I'm not eating that broccoli.
listen, I eat broccoli. I'll eat broccoli without it even being cooked straight out of the refrigerator.
Yeah, and he also eats salads without putting salad dressing on it.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
What's wrong with a raw salad?
You
It'd
gotta
be
have
too dry.
ranch dressing. Savannah, don't you have to have like ranch dressing or something
Yeah,
on it?
some kind of dressing.
Well, see, I like my salad like Mark likes his steak.
What?
I like A1 sauce.
I'm talking about you like your steak raw.
Oh, well,
Count to
yeah,
three on each. Count to three on each side, and your steak's done. So you know.
it's got to have a little blood running.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No,
so,
Savannah likes hers well done.
well,
I can hear
see, I knew I liked Savannah for a reason. I gotta have my steak well done too.
Mhm.
So,
But
Savannah, you wouldn't eat a steak if you cut into it, the blood just come gushing everywhere out of it.
No,
No.
I'd probably go puke.
oh, it's a little extreme seeing a steak like that, Mark.
Oh,
So I got to ask you, on the court, who starts the majority of y'all's chants?
Well, we have like an ace cheer that we do for like when we get an ace. We don't really have any chants. We kind of struggle with that aspect of volleyball sometimes because we're so into the game. We don't really we don't think about like that stuff. I don't know, but sometimes our bench will say stuff, but I don't really know what they say. I kind of zone out everything. So if we do chants, I don't know about them.
So I do gotta ask you. I've seen you all. I think it was before district. Y'all had played Bell County, went down. I think it was 2 sets, and then y'all stormed back and won 3 sets. And then I think district was kind of basically sort of the same. I think they won like the first one. Y'all went and won the next 3. So how do you all keep the energy level so high and not like I guess overthink it?
Um, we just kind of like tell each other like we just have to focus and shake everything off. We always say to have a short-term memory. So whatever's bothering you that you've done like in the past play, just forget about it and move on to the next one and just always be loud. It doesn't matter what you yell, just yell something to keep your energy up.
So before I get you back over to Mark, have you ever flexed on anybody during a game? Like, set the perfect assist, some of the kills I seen you got, you never pointed at them, just went, that's me.
I have not.
So if I was playing Mark, that'd be every point we got, I'd be flexing on him.
He would. He would.
But
Savannah, we can't let you leave this show without really hitting you with some hard hitting questions. So, are you ready for this next segment? Okay.
Yep.
Deep breaths, count to 3. Okay. We're going to get to this, and Coach York, she ain't gonna be around you, okay? Coach York she needs a break from you. She just needs yeah. But it's you and your teammates, you're in a 15 passenger van, okay, and so you're going down the road, and the van tears up. It's just you and your teammates. Who's gonna go out there and fix it? And it's raining.
Kylie Hoyska. I think she definitely would. She knows the most about, like stuff like that, and she doesn't care to, like we have like an attack 2 machine in our gym, and she was like the only one who knew like what the parts were to it and everything. So I would definitely trust her to go fix whatever needs fixed.
So you wouldn't get out there in the rain, get all greasy and stuff.
I would help, but I wouldn't know what I was doing.
Well, I work in a garage myself, and I'm the same way. I'm just a hammy person, hand me a screwdriver, go get me a socket.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a hammy person.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So she gets the van fixed, and they're going down the road, and you forgot to put fuel in the van, and run out of gas. So who's paying for the gas?
Who's paying for the gas? Probably my friend Callista, because she always carries like big bills on her, and none of the rest of us carry any cash, so probably her.
So are you just like put some fuel in the van while you're in there? You buy me a 7-Up or a Mountain Dew or something too.
Yep.
Well, we know who to bring on the show next. There's write that down. Okay, so you get the van fixed and you get it fueled up, and then you go, back to one of the houses, just Netflix and chill. Somebody says, "I'm starving to death." Who goes in there and cooks?
I don't know. I feel like
Or you just ordered Mexican?
we'd probably just order Mexican. I would say so. I don't know anybody on the team that likes to cook. Maybe Ashton, she might go like bake something. I think she likes to bake, but We'd probably just order something, honestly.
So, Savannah, you don't like to cook or anything?
I like to bake. I don't really like to cook, though. I like Mexican too much. I'd probably just order Mexican.
You know, I was in Huddle House there the other day. I'm not gonna say which Huddle House. I was just in one of them moods. I asked the waitress, I said, "What do you put in your ice?" And she looked at me for about 5 minutes. I don't think she knew how to answer that.
I don't know how to answer that either.
So the order Mexican for sure. Yeah, yeah. You need to go try the little chicken gourmet stuff, the little pieces of chicken. Oh yeah, that's really good.
I gotta try that.
But I know Edward's got a few more things for you. We don't want to hold you up, but again, want to thank you for your time. Um, thank you. We know that you got this thing called life and school and God knows whatever else that's going on in your life too. And you being a junior, you got you got a lot of things on the platter. You got to probably think a lot about your future, but. We appreciate you more than you'll ever know by when the student athletes just come on this show and give us your time. And you've been a great interview. And I tell some of the other student athletes this: you get it. You've been smiling, you've been laughing, and laughter's the best medicine.
I agree. Thank you all for having me.
So, final question I got for you before I show you a few things we put together. Out of your time playing volleyball, what has been your most favorite game that you've played in?
Probably the district championship game of this year. Yeah.
Well, I was there, and it was awful loud. I thought about getting some earplugs before I came in, but
Yeah, games like that, especially against like Bell County or Harlan, they'll be very loud.
absolutely. But Savannah, I do got a few things to show you, and I will send them to you after the show. And he's already trying to bribe you.
Oh, there's something flew in my eye right there. I'm trying to clean it out.
That that's bribery, Mark. That's not.
No, I'm just saying peace to Savannah. Everybody needs to go around saying peace to everybody.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. But before Mark was trying to bribe you, I will send these out to you. They will be posted on our social media sites, and we just kind of want to see which one you like the most.
Before he showed you that, do you have one of them phones that you could go? Because I'm thinking of it all of a sudden. You do that,
Like
and
the
then
thumbs, and it gives you the thumbs and all that.
do it.
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah. Like when you're FaceTiming somebody?
So you could do the fireworks behind you and stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I need to get a better phone. I'll be doing fireworks all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get no questions out of you. You'd just be saying, "Look at the fireworks."
Oh, that's great. I like that. That's nice.
So, out of the first one and the second one, which one do you like the most?
I don't have a favorite one. I like them
Let's
both.
see.
I really did.
As Elson
Wow.
would say, 101 to 1 or something like that. Yeah.
Well, you can't technically chalk this one up as a loss. She said she liked them both, so
Yeah, you all can both take the win for this one.
I'll give you at least a half a point on this one.
So it's 101 to 1.5. Something like that.
But Savannah, from everything that I've got to see, you killed it this season. Your team did too, and I'm looking forward to next season already. And again, I do want to thank you for taking your time to come on and listen to me and Mark ramble on about food and Lord knows what else. But thank you for taking your time.
Thank you all for having me.
Thank you.
Great interview and You can tell she gets it. She a lot of smiling, a lot of laughter, and laughter's best
That's what
medicine.
it's all about right there.
Yep.
Asked a few questions, and but still, you had to have more fun with it than anything. So
Well, for our viewers that ain't used to us, and hopefully most of our viewers are already used to us, we try to really stress that point to help us through the athlete life. They get enough sports, they get enough school, they get enough stuff called life all during their week.
yeah,
They
they got
don't
enough
need
stress, pressure on them already.
they don't need two overage, overweight guys asking them all these serious questions about the sport that they're playing in, and having them to break it down to us to formations and everything else. If we brought a smile for their day, then we did our jobs.
Absolutely. For the viewers we got, anything that we can do to help better promote any student athlete, feel free to reach out to one of us and let us know, and we'll do everything we can to help promote them. But on that note, you know, Mark, gotta get your final thoughts. I mean, I think we had another phenomenal show tonight.
Great show, great guests, really, really good guests, and just anytime you talk to anybody, is especially out of the region, getting to know other teams we're not as familiar with is always a good go. But don't have nothing. I don't have the quote,
Inspirational.
inspirational quote. But I do want to speak for about a minute, Edward, if you'll give me your time. And Jason, thank you for letting us have her and stuff like that. And we appreciate these student
Absolutely.
athletes
Thank you.
when they give us their time, because I know they got a busy schedule themselves. And Jason, she gets it. She was on here. She was laughing and smiling, and that's what it's all about. Laughter's best medicine. But harp on something real, and this is chiming on me pretty hard, Edward. I have to say this. I never get political on these shows. I will say this: either you're liberal, either you're not liberal. If you're Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. Conservative, it doesn't matter. The election's over. Let's all let's all. I mean, let's just put this stuff together. Let's agree to disagree on what we think. We got a new president now. Let's just see what he can do. Let's maybe uh, the stuff that he says, maybe it can happen, and let's all work together. Let's just try to fix the problem instead of complaining about the problem each and every time. And I don't. It doesn't really matter to me if you're Democrat or Republican. There's good people on both sides. There's a lot of smart people in this country, and let's just be thankful that we are able to vote and be able to make our own choices like this. And regardless, even if we don't agree with the choice, let's just at least back them and know that we're all Americans. And hopefully, we can get the stuff that needs to be fixed in this country fixed. And even if it's a Republican or a Democrat, it doesn't matter. As long as they just go in there, do what we ask them to do. Folks, they're supposed to be working for us. And again, hopefully, and the best of wishes and congratulations to Donald Trump and the Republican Party. And again, let's all come together and see what we can get done here.
Well, we did get a comment that says "Love my Savannah Hill" from Debbie Knowles, so did want to throw that out there.
I
But
didn't see that one. I just saw right here Savannah Hill is awesome.
I don't know, it's showing just now on one of our pages, but I'm not a very political person, Mark, so I'll just have to agree with you. But if that's your final thoughts, I'm gonna leave you kind of how I always do. You know, one sport closed its door, another sport is knocking close to closing the door on its season. But we've also got multiple sports getting ready to be opening their door, and you know, yeah, my new catch slogan that I think Mark liked is, we are the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, and we'll see you at a school near you very soon. And from everybody here at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless.